What's going on, YouTube? R to the double E dash to the ZON coming at you once again. Making a little video to get with my subscribers, man. It's been a while since my last one. It's not really all that much to talk about. Just wanted to give y'all an update on, what I'm vibing with in the video game industry, some new opinions and thoughts that I'm having about certain things, and also to cover some quick news, man. First of all, the quick news, man. I know again, like I said, I'm not a news channel, so I'm not trying to be on time. I'm just loving the fact that Turok 1 HD and Turok 2 HD are headed to the Nintendo Switch. Turok 1 in 6 days from now, on March 18th, for just $20. That is awesome. This is the type of shit I like to see Nintendo doing. Bringing back a fucking classic like that from the N64 that for some reason was on the Xbox 360 or Xbox One or whatever. It belongs on Nintendo. It was an N64 exclusive. Okay, it wasn't on PS1 at the time, so it should be on the Switch, and now we're getting it on the Switch. So that's fucking phenomenal. And then Part 2's coming afterwards, which is awesome. Other good news: Friday the 13th is coming out on the Switch in, I believe, in summer or spring. I think it's spring, which is just around the corner. That's awesome. I'm definitely jumping on that. If Dead by Daylight, if they polish it up and make it look somewhat decent compared to that horrible trailer they showed on the Nintendo Direct, then I would double dip and I will get Dead by Daylight on my Switch and have both Dead by Daylight and Friday the 13th on my Switch. But if they don't do that, I'm fine. I have Dead by Daylight on my PS4. So I got my Freddy action going there on the PS4. Now I love that fucking game, like I told you before. And then I'll have my Jason action going on the Switch. So that's all good news, man. It's great to see the Switch getting games like this. I won't complain about the fact that they're getting these games, a substantial while after they launched, because they launched during the Switch's development or the early life cycle of the Switch. Those games were released and developed, and they were not planned for the Switch. So that I understand. And at the same token, they're not that old that, shit, what the fuck are we getting? It's not like Assassin's Creed 3. Like, why the fuck are we getting Assassin's Creed 3? That's ridiculous. But, Friday the 13th was, what, last year? So that's not bad. And the fact that it was never planned for the Switch, now they're saying, shit, we got to get it on the Switch. That's awesome. That's third-party developers coming around and showing the Switch the support and the love it fucking deserves. So this is great. 1 second. A little swig. So yeah, as far as news goes, I think that's pretty much it. I'm psyched for Turok, man. $20. I'm not even gonna feel that. I'm gonna drop $20, download it on the eShop. What I am gonna have to do eventually is get another SD card, a micro SD card, because I'm starting to fill up. I have a 128 gigabyte micro SD card in my Switch currently. It's been there since pretty much launch. Right around the time when I got NBA 2K18, I bought an SD card, and I've been using that. My thing is, and maybe some of you guys can comment so that I don't have to go on a crazy Google search or whatever. If some of y'all know, please comment in the comment section and let me know. What I want to know is, am I going to have to carry around both my 128 micro SD card and the new bigger one that I'm going to buy, and basically swap them out depending on what games I want to play? Or is there a way to transfer everything from that micro SD card that I currently have to the new one that I'm going to buy and have it all on one? And the reason I ask that is because normally, yeah, with a computer or a phone or whatever, you can do that. But Nintendo's kind of fucking, shaky when it comes to that shit. Like, for example, you guys know if you have a Wii U, your external hard drive that you have on your Wii U can only work with your Wii U. It can't work on your computer, can't work on anything else, and it can't even work on another Wii U. It's only specifically for that one. So because of shit like that, I'm curious to see, am I going to have both SD cards carried around with me? Or is there a way to transfer from one to the other? If you guys know, please let me know so I don't have to go fucking crazy, looking it up or calling Nintendo up and all that shit. But, so yeah, I got to get a new one because I'm almost maxed out on my 128 gigabyte. And there's so many games coming. And I'm more of a physical guy. I'm going to buy physical most of the time. 9 times out of 10, I'm buying physical. But the Switch is that first console because of its nature and its form factor that I'm actually getting a lot of shit digital also. I still get more physical, but I'm getting a lot more digital than I ever would with any other console. So I need that space. What else, man? Oh, something that I kind of got to confess. But before we get to that. So yeah, man, lately, man, I've been playing, believe it or not, nonstop Switch. Which is kind of maybe a surprise to some of you because over the last couple of maybe month or two, I've been really critical of the Switch. As much as I love it and as much as I say it's my favorite, I think it's awesome. The shortcomings of it and the limitations of it that I've noticed over these last 2 years have gotten me to a place where I'm like, yo, you know what? It's awesome, but it kind of sucks at this and this and this and this. And it kind of sucks at that and that and that. Well, you know how I am, man. I go through waves. And it's like, you guys know that I always get bit by that retro bug, and I go back and I start playing my Wii, and it's nothing but Wii. Or I go back and play my Dreamcast, and it's nothing but Dreamcast. I kind of got it, but I can't really call it the retro bug because it's the Switch. The Switch is current system. But what's happening with me is I've gone back and I just started playing the first wave of games from launch year. I don't know why. I just started. I went back to Odyssey. I went back to Mario Odyssey and I got into that hardcore, dude. I am trying, and it's impossible because I, as a grown-ass man with a family and kids and a job and trying to work on my portfolio for, you know, my 3D modeling and all that, it's impossible to freaking get all 999 moons and all the other shit that's there. But I'll be damned if I'm not going to try. I'm in that right now, and I'm just going for everything, bro. A brand new playthrough, and I'm like at 300, I think it is, something moons. And I'm just loving it. I'm in love with that game all over again. I never really felt out of love with it because it's fucking 3D Mario platforming. I mean, what the fuck? That's amazing. So I'm all over that. Went back to Breath of the Wild, man. Original launch day masterpiece, bro. And I'm there actually going crazy trying to... I don't know, I'm on this completionist kick lately. Like, I know I'm not going to complete 100% any of this shit, but I just have this itch now where, like, yo, I want every set of armor. I want to find as many Korok seeds as I can, you know, so I'm all on that. I'm on those two games hardcore. I jump back into Stardew Valley, and it's like, dude, I've put so many fucking hours into that game. Bro, it's almost embarrassing how many hours I put into Stardew Valley, and I'm still fucking loving life on that farm, like if it's the first day. So I'm on those three games. Also, I went back, like I said in my previous video, to NBA 2K18. I'm doing that season mode with both the Bulls and the Lakers, but the catch is I'm doing it with classic teams. So it's like the 95, 96 Bulls, 2003, 2004 Lakers. Every team in that league, Orlando, Miami, New York, all of them are classic versions of themselves throughout history. So you're getting some real epic matchups. I'm on that. What else was I playing the other day? I was going hard. Oh, I jumped back into Skyrim of all things, bro. I had this itch Friday when I left work. Today's Tuesday. Friday when I left work, I had this itch to get into the world of Skyrim and just go ballistic because I have it on the PS3. I dabbled with it on the PS3 originally when it was out on that system. I never really got too hooked into it. Then I got it when it launched for the Switch. I got it on Christmas of, I think, 2 years ago, the launch year, 2017 Christmas. And I went crazy. I got into it hardcore, but only for like a week or two, and then there was so much other shit to play. So now I'm like, yo, I want to go back, and I want to see this craziness, and that everybody's always talking about Skyrim and how massive the game is and all that. So I got into that hardcore, and I'm just all over the fucking place in that game. So yeah, I'm playing a bunch of Switch, you know, lately, and it's like, it kind of rekindled my love for the console. I said my love for it never went anywhere, but now it's like I'm more willing to say, okay, you know what, the limitations are what they are. They're limitations. Yes, they need to be worked on, either now through patches or in a new Switch version whenever that drops. But I'm loving the Switch all over again for what it is. It's a fucking amazing console that I can play on the go and I can dock it. So when I'm here at home and my girl's not using the TV, boom, HD home console experience. When she is using the TV, boom, in your hands, HD hybrid portable experience. So I'm loving it, man. So what I had to confess was, because of that kind of renaissance, that kind of rebirth of going back and just saying, you know what, I fucking love the Switch, man. For all its imperfections, it is so fucking awesome. So because of that, it's got me thinking about my baby, Mortal Kombat 11. We are, I want to say, closing in on a month away from release. A couple days more. And I had always said, and you guys heard me say it, I'm going to get that game on the PS4 first, and then I'm going to find a used copy for the Switch because I have to have it portably. But I didn't want to invest in the Switch version first because I can guarantee that not only will the PlayStation version have all the content that game is meant to have by the developers themselves, but it will be at the nicest frame rate, it will be at the nicest resolution, all the bells and whistles, everything will be there. And for a game like Mortal Kombat, I'm big on that. So I was always like 100% going for the PS4 version. And I kind of, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, then it went from 100% to like 50-50. Do I get the Switch version? Because there's just an allure about having a game that big, that badass, that huge on the Nintendo console. And on the console that can go anywhere. There's something about that I'm like, I can't just block it out. I have to at least consider it. And then it went from 50-50 to like now it's like 70-30. I want it on the Switch. So now I'm like, ugh. And I don't care if the graphics aren't as nice. I don't care if the frame rate's not as nice. As long as it's not fucking WWE 2K18, that fucking shit. But if it's anything like Doom and Wolfenstein and NBA 2K18 and all these other great third-party ports that are on the Switch, I'm fucking perfectly fine with that. My issue is this. I have to see the reviews. I have to see the reviews. I ain't gonna lie. I have to see the reviews because there is worry that the Switch version will be missing some content. That is not official. NetherRealm has not said that as far as I know. But there is a fear about that because it's happened to Nintendo consoles, universally since the Wii era. We've had that issue. And because if you go right now and you pre-buy it, you pre-order it on your PS4 or your Xbox One, you get Shao Kahn as a DLC bonus. Right there. Supposedly, I haven't tried yet, but supposedly if you go and pre-order the Switch, you don't get that. So it's like, wait a minute, why not? Are you telling me that the Switch version is not going to have DLC when the other two versions are? Because if that's the case, that's fucked up. And that's going to be like, fuck, man, as much as I want it on the Switch, no, I'm going to go for it on the PS4. You know? And Shao Kahn is not just your traditional pre-order bonus that has nothing to do with the story like it was before. No, he's in the story because we just saw the story trailer, which was bad as fuck. He looks amazing. And he's very much a part of the story. So I need to see the reviews. If the Switch version has all the DLC and all the content that the other versions has, it's just at a lower frame rate and a lower resolution, I'm sold. I'm getting the Switch version first. I have no problem. I will admit, I flip-flopped on that. I was originally going for the PS4, and then it just started tugging at me, and I'm like, nah, okay, So I want that Switch version. So we gotta see though. I gotta see the reviews, man, because I'm not gonna. If it's missing the DLC characters, I can still have an argument to be like, you know what? I'll buy it on the Switch first anyway, because I never really gave a shit about DLC for Mortal Kombat. Like, I don't give a fuck about the Predator, Alien, Leatherface, Michael Myers. Freddy and MK9, yes, because I'm a Freddy fanatic. But other than that, these are just fucking bonus characters that have no business being in the game in the first place. So I don't really care. But, standing on principle alone, I will not buy it on the Switch if it's missing those characters. Everything should be there, man. Everything should be there. So, here's fingers crossed. Let's hope it is, because I want to be rocking my Mortal Kombat 11 on that Switch. And I want to be hitting up all my peoples on my friend list, even though we can't message them, But trying to get with them somehow, some way to get some online combat going, man. So yeah, man, that's basically all I wanted to say, man. Kind of flip-flopped on the whole MK11 Switch versus PS4 issue. Turok 1 and 2 HD coming to the Switch. I'm fucking hyped. Friday the 13th also coming. That's awesome. And just, I just been loving the Switch all over again, man. You know how I am, man. I go in waves, man. I stand by everything I say because I still feel that way. But it's just like, sometimes I'm a little bit too critical. Sometimes I'm a little bit too praise happy. I think I'm at a place now where it's just like, you know what? I love the Switch for what it is. You can dock it, have your tremendous home console experience. You can take it out the dock and have a portable experience. And you can set it up in tabletop, which I never fucking do, but it's a feature. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, God bless y'all. Stay gaming. It's the Reason Addicts coming at you. Peace.